Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. My name is Justin Reilly. I am an educator and have been now for more than 2 decades, both as a teacher, an inspector, an advisor, and as a chief exec of education technology companies working across 4 continents in many, many different countries. And I've been lucky enough to work in some of the toughest schools and some of the best schools across the world. Thank you for taking the time to listen to the news we've got today. We've got some really exciting developments here at Impero, and I'd like to share some of those with you. We are about to launch a fully cloud-based product suite for schools and colleges. Now, why is that exciting? Well, when I first joined the business 15 or so months ago, one of the things that stood out to me was that we had the foundation to do something really disruptive in the classroom. So much of what we do and what we see is around creating the bigger tool, having more features, and sort of trying to duke it out, if you like, in terms of a feature list, rather than actually looking at what is happening in the classroom and how teachers are using the software. One of the things in education technology that we as an industry have grappled with for many, many years is efficacy, and actually the impact of what we've been building. Very often schools and districts and states and ministries invest huge sums of money into getting devices into the hands of children and getting the latest applications there. And sometimes, if not often, we tend to see that they don't deliver the impact that they really wanted. And some of that's to do with adoption. Some of it's to do with training and project management, but more often than not, it's because it's been a race to develop something that is more to do with the number of tools you have rather than actually how they're applied in the classroom. So what we've been doing, we sat back and said, well, no, we need to think about what the classroom looks like now. It's a completely different environment. And when we started this journey, we wanted to make sure that we were able to use our product anywhere, anytime, and on any operating system. And for us, it was really important that we took away the pain barriers that districts and schools face when picking up and adopting new software. A lot of that has come from learning from our own mistakes. I mean, we have to be honest about that and understand how as a business we've developed. But more of that is about drawing on our experiences in the classroom and understanding what teachers do on a daily basis. Now, right now, of course, the world is on its head. We know that in the UK, we've gone into a second wave and a second lockdown. We know that districts and schools in the US are opening and shutting depending on their circumstances. And frankly, all across the world, there are different models of support being delivered. What we've had to do is to develop something that is flexible to work to any of those circumstances. Hence the any device, any operating system, anytime, anywhere. But what we're delivering is focused not just on remote learning, which is incredibly important, but also combining into the same platform the well-being parts of our tool set as well. That's the online and offline captures of concerns and information, and putting it into the hands of the teachers where the teachers exist today. Separately to that, whilst we were developing that solution, we worked very closely with Microsoft on how we can integrate into Microsoft Teams. And it won't just stop there. We will be looking at integrations with Google and others as well. But we started with Microsoft because we were hearing from our customers that Teams is being used so much at the moment. And what we've actually done is not just create an integration with Teams, we've actually taken our tools and services and put them inside Microsoft Teams. And the reason for doing that? Well, single sign-on is great, and it really is helpful, but the teacher still has to leave one system to get to another. What we want to do is to make sure the teacher doesn't have to leave the system, that if they're working within Microsoft Teams, they can stay there, still see the devices, and still get the notifications and the warnings from the wellbeing piece as well. Now, just a little bit on the side to that, why did we want to combine wellbeing and our classroom tools into one place? Well, that was really driven from the teacher side of me as well. If I look at the children in front of me, if I look at the learners, it's important to me to understand not just how they're performing as learners, but also how they are from a happiness point of view, from a well-being point of view. Because to try and uncouple these two things just doesn't make any sense. They are actually intrinsically linked. How children perform impacts upon their well-being. How happy children are and how settled they are impacts upon their learning. And to uncouple the two just isn't right. So we invested a lot of time and a lot of money in developing a platform that would allow both those strands to come together. And moving forward, you're going to see much more of our tools and features developed around that combined platform piece. And in there, you're going to see that device utilization monitoring piece coming in as well. Might feel a little bit left of center, but actually how children use devices, what they're doing, is very often dictated by their happiness and what they're trying to do from the attainment point of view. And that information, if you join it together, is extremely valuable for a teacher, not just dynamically or real time in the classroom, but also on a session basis. And also if you look for trends across a whole school estate or district estate, compiling those together as well. So what are we doing in the future? Well, there's more to come. This is just the start of what's going to be a much bigger journey. But for now, I just want to thank you for coming on this journey. You know, at Impero, we really do care about what is happening in the classroom. We've got a lot to learn. So we'll be in touch over the next few months with webinars and new content and different resources that are going to help you adopt the products and use classroom management and wellbeing tools in the classroom and across the school estate. We want to learn from you as well. We're not going to get this right every time, and your feedback to us is absolutely critical. You know more about what happens in your classrooms than we ever will do, and it's for us to talk to you to understand that. I'm excited to have you with us on this journey. If you're interested in learning more, I have included the email of your head of sales in the video description. Or if you want to speak to me, please do reach out. I'm very happy to have a conversation and understand your particular circumstances much more, because it will only help us to build better products and deliver much, much better services. But for now, thank you so much again for watching this, and I hope to see you all soon.